CTV Calgary, local breaking news.
Good afternoon. Calgary City Councillors are taking another look at blanket rezoning today. They're taking the first steps to repeal the policy. Last year, the previous City Council approved blanket rezoning, allowing higher density development in most Calgary neighborhoods. Hundreds of people spoke before Council, mostly against the policy. With new councillors in place, opponents of the policy see an opportunity to overturn it.
We saw lawsuits started, and we saw a spike in appeals to the SDAB. So we know that failing to listen to people will ultimately result in a failure of your policy. And that was demonstrated when voters took to the polls in October and turned out the old council and put in a new council.
If Council approves the motion, the issue would go to a public hearing next year. Calgary police are investigating a death in the southeast. Shortly after 10 last night, police were called to a home in Deer Run for reports of a disturbance. A man in his 70s was found badly injured. He was taken to hospital where he later died. Early this morning, the suspect, a man in his 30s, was arrested downtown. He's expected to be charged following the autopsy this week. Police believe the incident is domestic in nature. Police say C-train service was disrupted downtown this morning because of a suspected impaired driver. Just before 9, a truck stopped on the C-train tracks near 9th Street and 5th Avenue in the southwest. Police have taken the driver into custody. Calgary police are increasing patrols around synagogues and Hanukkah celebrations. It follows the mass shooting in Australia over the weekend. At least 16 people were killed and almost 30 injured after a mass shooting at a ceremony to mark the first night of Hanukkah. Calgary police say they've connected with Calgary's Jewish community to offer support. A Calgary rabbi we spoke to at a Hanukkah event this weekend says he's not worried about violence happening here.
In terms of backlash, I would say no, because the Jewish community here in Calgary, we have support and we have a lot of allies. What happened in Bondi Beach is an absolute tragedy because a few people decided to choose darkness and hatred and violence over light and love.
Tonight, the annual menorah lighting ceremony will take place at City Hall. It's open to the public, and Mayor Farkas, along with Premier Smith, are expected to be there. The ceremony starts at 5:30. Canada's inflation rate remains steady in November, despite a spike in the price of groceries. Statistics Canada says inflation stayed at 2.2%, unchanged from October, but food prices rose 4.7% year over year, hitting a 2-year high last month. However, StatsCan says this is the first month that the core measures of inflation, which remove the most volatile items, came in below 3%. That's the upper end of the Bank of Canada's range to control inflation. The Calgary Food Bank is opening a new location downtown. It's in the Neoma building on the corner of 7th Avenue and 6th Street Southwest. The downtown branch will operate in the facility managed by the nonprofit Home Space. It houses clients for In From the Cold. The new location is designed to remove barriers to access by bringing essential food resources closer to those who need them most. On Sunday, children living with serious illness went on a shopping spree at Toys R Us. For almost 30 years, Toys R Us and the Starlight Foundation have been offering the early morning shopping spree. This year at the Toys R Us location in Cross Iron Mills, 108 families had the chance to explore the aisles. Using their $50 gift card, they were able to choose a toy or two to help make their Christmas a little brighter.
Their kids are sick, they miss school. They don't have a chance to interact with the other kids sometimes. It's a chance for the families just to have a good time, enjoy the day, and forget about some of their troubles.
Similar shopping sprees took place at 8 other stores across Canada. Sometimes legends are made during a big game, and sometimes they're made in a local high school gym. That's Jordan Hunter of the Jasper Place High School Rebels in Edmonton. The team was having their dunk contest, and then he did that. Nice work, Jordan. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnewscalgary.ca.